Welcome to the Be Battle Ready podcast, where we take a deep dive into what it takes to be battle ready in your lifestyle so that you can go to war on your life and the marketplace and win.
All right. Welcome to the Be Battle Ready podcast interview special. And today I have on with me Faith Sage, the soon-to-be, it's not official yet, funnel scientist.
Or the funnel detective. Maybe I'll do the funnel detective.
You're still trying to figure that out. That's all right. Yeah. We're all trying to find ourselves in this life. And she has a newsletter called the Funnel Manifest. And, if you have a bad funnel, I think you need to talk to her. Because
bad funnel. I like that. There are no bad funnels, just bad words on the funnel.
Bad words? Oh,
just bad words. They're not in the right order.
Bad funnels are ones that don't work.
Well, they're not bad funnels. Just like you don't have a bad dog. It needs a little training. That's all. Once it has a little
Welcome
training.
On. I really appreciate this.
Awesome.
Yeah. We are like Facebook friends. I mean, in the same network and stuff. So
yes.
Thanks for being on.
Yes.
So tell me a little about your story.
Well, which story? I have like multiple. Do you ever notice that like when you talk to people that have multiple stories, it's like depends upon which person they're speaking to and which business is relevant at the time?
If you're one of my clients, you're being ran by your stories. So
yeah. So, well, I dove into the digital marketing world probably about 2014 was my first foray. And I was I went to work that day. I was a classically French trained pastry chef, and I was heading to work, and it was like 45 minutes away from my house. And I was not having a good time with this head chef that was there. He was like such an asshole. And he was just making it really difficult for every one of us in the kitchen. And he was providing unsafe conditions for us, like knives in the cleaning buckets. And I mean, just crazy stuff like that. So I got tired of it and I put my notice in. I figured, you know what? He's been there longer. He can have it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I put my notice in. I came home that same day and I started looking for work from home jobs. Because I live in a smaller town and there's not really any like pastry chef positions here. So I'd have to drive at least an hour. And
your
you have
family
to go.
Doesn't pay well, right?
No. You get like $12-15 an hour, but I mean.
Your family pays you that.
Do what?
I said your family doesn't pay you well.
No.
For making them pastries.
No. No. I'm lucky if they carry their dishes to the sink. That's how bad some days it is. But so I wanted to work from home. I thought, you know what? It's going to be better. We had small kids at the time. He was gone quite a bit. He was in the military. So he was, had drill and stuff at least once a month. And then he was gone for the 2 weeks every year, which was actually like 3 weeks or a month realistically. And so it would be a lot more easier for our family if I was a stay-at-home mom and still making an income. So then I dove into copywriting, and I went to my first boot camp for American writers and artists. And when you go to their boot camp, they have what's called a job fair, and they have all these people lined up, these businesses or individuals that need people that know how to write copy, know how to produce sales letters or long form sales letters or write emails or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to do that because you know what? I don't know how to do copy. It's not my forte. I don't want to sit there and write for 9 months to push out this long form sales letter that may or may not work.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. For me, it was like, oh my God, that's like trying to shoot a dart in the middle of the darkness, and hit the target, and it wasn't going to work. So I had received an email about build your own website. You need to have a website before you come to this boot camp because, it'll make you look better.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, shit. I don't know how to build a website. I don't have the money to pay anyone to build a website. So I figured out, I bootstrapped my first website together before that, which was only 2 months away. So I bootstrapped my own website, got that done. I'm like, ooh, that was pretty simple. Maybe I should go into websites. So I started building websites. And then it just transitioned into building, landing pages. And then it transitioned into going into ClickFunnels and then building funnels. So, but the experience has all been worthwhile to help me with my funnel scientist stuff.
Nice.
Or my funnel detective, or I don't know. I haven't pinpointed that one down yet. I'm not sure.
We'll figure it out.
One way or another.
One way or another. Well, awesome. So talk to me about like what is it that you go and look for inside a funnel that, if you have a non-performing funnel, what do you look for?
Well, the first thing I look for is the headline. Like if the headline is not there, the funnel can't convert. It's not going to convert because, it's too blah, Everyone talks about this vanilla ice cream stuff. I mean, when you're building funnels, you have to have the concept. I like the funnel flow, and I go towards the funnel flow. How does it flow? Like if you relate a funnel to an actual brick and mortar business, you got the headline at the top. What is the headline? What is the sign outside of that business? Is it going to speak to you? Like, is it like a clothing store, or is it a washing store, a laundromat, or a dog place? What is it speaking to? It's a specific audience that you're targeting. And I think people get caught up with the online world, like, well, no one's there. It's just, it's just a headline. It doesn't really matter. But that's like one of the main things that people come in for is the headline, the sign at the door. And then it's like, okay, they come in. Then what? Are they being greeted properly? Like, hey, I see you come in for your dog appointment. Hey.
I love how you're talking about this. Sorry to stop. I mean,
that's okay.
It's pretty genius because I got involved in, about the same time, 2013, 2014 of understanding, I was learning about this stuff to market my gym and do that. And I don't think anybody's ever explained it to me like that. Like
really?
Your headline is like the sign on the door.
It is.
Going in. Like I've never heard that. Right. And then thinking it from that process of like, from your sign to like how you're greeting people.
Yes.
I think that's amazing. Like that's like probably one of the best ways it's been explained to me. Cause like personally I came from brick and mortar and I'm like, the hardest thing online for me is like, okay, well there's all this, it's
too many distractions is what there is.
And it's like, you could reach out and kind of touch somebody, but you can't. Right.
Right.
Like it's all, I'm in Utah. Where are you at again?
I'm in Minnesota.
Okay. So like, yeah, we can reach out and connect, but like when you're so used to like hand-to-hand combat where you're like, hi, like,
yep.
It becomes a little different. And it's like, a lot of times, like it's pretty clear if you're a customer and you can put yourself in the customer's shoes of like driving to a location.
Yep. Yeah.
Which is like an amazing way to explain it.
It is. So, I mean, well, everyone's familiar with like a brick and mortar store. So that's why I liken it to that. I liken it as well for like Facebook ads and stuff too. You get the traffic driving by. It's like, if you don't have what they need, let them keep going. But once you have what they need, they'll pull in, but you have to have that headline before they pull in. They're not just going to pull in because, hey, dog washing.
Yeah.
They need to know, hey, do you wash 150-pound mastiffs? I mean, are you able to take care of the tiny little teacup poodles, or whatever the case may be?
And that's the amazing thing about, the internet, right? Is that dog washing, right? You can be just a dog washer for like Great Danes.
Yeah.
And I think like even going through, I think that's one of my biggest challenges, like narrowing down what that is, right? And having the mindset that, hey, there's thousands of Great Dane owners out there, right? And there's thousands, maybe you do only a particular type of Great Dane.
Correct.
There's only type of thing, and that there's enough people because there is 7 billion people in the world, right?
I know.
So
And I think at least half of them have internet.
yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna throw that out there. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe more. I don't know.
I don't know the stats, but I think at least
wait
half
till
of them have
5G comes. I think it'll be changing it all. So
right, you'll look up and see everything in the sky. Kind of like the Hunger Games.
This.
Yeah.
But oh well.
Whatever. We have internet. Doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think like honestly, I've watched the gurus, done all this other stuff, like, and I haven't heard it explained like that. That's just an amazing. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I'm full of all sorts of ideas. I mean,
Hey, a
I'm
good
just kidding.
marketer, a
I
good
am a
marketer, and a good copywriter takes the known and connects it with the unknown.
That's right.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, continue on. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. So once you get into the door and they ask you, hey, if you have good customer service in place, they'll ask you, hey, what can I help you with? Or what is your problem that you're having right now? Not tomorrow, not yesterday, not next week, but what's your problem right now? Once you pinpoint that problem, then you can move on. Say, hey, I got the solution. Of course, here we specialize in Mastiff breeds, blah, 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 the dry mouths versus the wet mouths, and, all this information to be able to help you further along your sale or whatever, your funnel. And then you have to go down to the button where it's not like, oh my God, there's a button there. I have to buy now. Let me just leave. I can't be expected to purchase anything here. You have to grease that chute is what they call it, and walk them to the sale.
Yeah.
Hold their
amazing.
hand.
Yeah. Then if you identify that's who you are working with, then there's all these other things that you can help them out with. Because
right. And just because
the iceberg.
Yeah. Just because, like, say I'm a funnel builder, just because I build funnels doesn't mean I need to, that's a pretty broad range, being a funnel builder. That encompasses everything, because every business should have a funnel, right? Every business has a funnel, whether they know it or not, but that's a broad range. So if you can nail it down to, say, I build funnels for weddings or bridal parties or, clothing stores or whatever the case may be, that'll niche you down a little bit further. And then not only that, you don't have to think as hard either, because then you already know the pain points, and it'll become just so simple for you to whip that stuff out, write the copy for it, do the follow-ups, everything.
Very cool. I think you're an alchemist.
I like that. So now we got another word in the mix. Funnel alchemist. I like it.
Yeah. Well, awesome. So, like what, my whole idea and, concept and, is being battle ready, right?
Right.
What does it take to have, in your mind for, someone who's going to, launch a funnel to be battle ready?
Let's see. So if I was going to launch a funnel, or say you were going to launch a funnel, what would you need to be ready? I think, first of all, you need to sit back and take a deep breath, because I think the biggest thing that people get into is like, oh my God, I'm going to launch this funnel, and there's going to be 10 million people rushing it, and I'm not ready. When in reality, you launch that funnel and it's like crickets.
Yep.
And nothing happens. And then you're like so frustrated, and you keep going back and checking it every 5 seconds, hoping that it changes and hoping that it changes, and nothing changes. You're like, well, damn, I just spent, how many thousands of dollars on a funnel that's not working. And then you get upset and frustrated, and then you trash the funnel, when actually it's not the funnel's fault. It's actually the funnel. Any funnel you get would probably convert with just a few tweaks. So it's just a matter of just sitting back and navigating through the crowd who might be able to help you with that funnel without charging you, a mortgage payment or the cost of a yacht in Italy. I don't know. Because realistically, they're so damn expensive. I'm not even going to lie.
What's that?
Funnels are so expensive to have someone like build you one, or to like anything with funnels is so expensive right now. So expensive.
With no guarantees.
No guarantees, never. Which I'm actually thinking about coming out with a product where I do guarantee, because every funnel so far that I've touched is converted. And it's converted higher what the original one was. Now what?
I've got an idea, but
So, but that's not saying much if you're getting a funnel that's a piece of crap anyway that needs some tweaking. So it's, when you're starting to test with some of the big funnels that are already converting, that's where you start seeing the magic happen. And that's where I have done a couple of those and they've converted nicely and I'm super happy with those, but I still want to help the people that are getting taken advantage of, that are buying the funnels, buying the courses, listening to the 5 million gurus out there saying, no, you got to do it this way. No, you got to do it this way. And then their shit's still not working. That frustrates me.
Yeah. And let's not go down the rabbit hole of how this is done, where it's like, hey, you need a phone, but I'm only going to give you the screen.
Right.
And if you want anything else, then
it's an upcharge and an upsell and an order bump and a downsell and a round sell and a square sell. And no, my stuff's simple. It's easy. Simple is always better. And it converts a whole lot more. And it's less brain power. I mean, for real.
Yeah.
Way less brain power.
I bet. So what other things, like, what about the strategy behind it? Because I've talked with one guy and he's like, he has these launch strategies and all this other stuff. So
I don't do a ton of launches. So like if they want their funnel built, I'll walk through them. I just want to know who the core audience is, what the problems are, what they're hoping to gain out of it, if they've been recognized by any industries. And then I intuitively, I feel the funnel. It's like a living, breathing thing for me. And when I start to do the funnel build, I sit there and in my mind, I think, okay, if I was heading to this funnel, going by everything that I just got, what would I want to know? What would be my big key? Like, what would be my billboard that would be at the front of that building that would draw me in for this specific funnel, this specific product? And I go from there. And then I'm like, okay, I would want a little more because it's a newer market.
Yeah.
Like the CBD is starting to get really hot. But okay, is it tested by the FDA? Does it have this? Is it built in laboratories that are actually reputable? Is it being harvested unethically? I want to know all these things. So before I do a funnel build, I'll sit there and I'll think about all these things and I'll do a little bit of research on it. And then I'll start crafting and going down. Okay, my headline, my billboard's here. My welcome is over here. I've got speaking over here. I've got a couple testimonials down here. I've got all the ingredients here. I've got, things that people have said or businesses have said, the magazines or testimonials or whatever you want to call it. And then just walking them through. So I don't know if that answered your question, but I don't remember what the question was.
It's all right. I like it. I like it. So, well, cool. So, what are some like biggest mistakes you've seen
on funnels?
Yeah.
They're boring. Honestly, they're boring. They have the boringest backgrounds and not that design is the end all be all. But you know what? If I go to a boring website with the colors that are clashing, I'm going to leave. I'm like, I can't, it's hurting me, like physically hurting my eyes. So I think right now I'm in a lot of the dramatic black backgrounds, and I'm old school copy style. So I like the old school ways. So narrow in your funnel, like your screen. It doesn't have to be the full width of the screen. Narrow it in, because when you're writing your copy, like old school copy is like your head should never turn. If your head is turning to read that copy, you're too wide. You need to narrow that stuff in, bring a black background, make your copy on a white, and that way it pops. Like the only thing you're focusing on is the copy going down the page. As
Yeah.
opposed to everyone's got everything widened out. It's got it all across the board, hey, look over here, and then you're looking over here, and you're looking, it's like a circus show. It's like you don't know where to go, honestly. So that's probably more than one thing, but, well.
So how many people actually read copy? Like, have you looked into studies on this?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, because I've every time I see a long form sales letter, I get annoyed. I'm just like, just tell me what it is.
Yeah, well, funnels are not long form. They should not be long form unless you're doing a long form sales letter online. Yeah. Honestly, people want to get to the benefits. The TLDR, too long, didn't read version of it. So, short, quick copy, easy to read, easy to digest, that's spoken in no higher than an 8th grade language. An 8th grader should be able to go in there and read that and understand exactly what that is. If they can't, then your copy is way too advanced and you need to bring it down, and you're losing people because they're not, they don't understand what it is. You're speaking above them, not to them.
Got it. Cool. So what are I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's so yeah. So where do you want to go with your business? Like, you're solo right now, right? Or
yes.
Okay. Now, where do you want to go?
I'm solo. And I'm not sure exactly where I want to go. I just did I staked my claim on the Facebook lens on Wednesday. So I want to get to 1 million within a year. So I'm not sure exactly what that will bring, but I'm leaving it open for everything.
Okay.
So right now I'm a solopreneur. Right now I work by myself. I do everything all myself. My copy, my funnels, my emails, everything are mine. I have a lady that does, I have my show notes sent out for my podcast, and I have someone doing some social media stuff for me. But otherwise, all the work for my stuff is mine.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm not sure. I'm still making my plan. Come November 1st, though, I'll be ready because I'm going to be launching a whole bunch of stuff.
There you
I
go.
know I need to get way more visible. I need to start getting my stuff out there. If I'm ever going to even try to hit my goal of 1 million.
Yeah. Well,
I know it's a big one. Everyone's like, "Oh, wow. That's massive."
No, I think it's a fun problem to solve. That's the problem I like to solve.
It's a puzzle and I love it.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, awesome. So you're going to 1 million, and then let's talk about your newsletter. Talk to us about your newsletter. I know it's not this free newsletter. It actually costs money.
It does.
So
the first one is free. It just tells you about my style of writing, how I interpret newsletters, which is different than a lot of people. I think of them as living, breathing things because they are.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to be nurtured. They need to be taken care of. It's not like a one and done. As much as people think that they are, it's not, because everything changes. And I don't know. It's an old school newsletter, so it'll be mailed straight to your house. It's got tips and tricks on how to get your funnel to convert a little bit better, how to do the follow-up emails on them, how to how to pick your color combos, how to which is going to be different than what I've learned from other people. It's not, I don't know, I have simplistic views because it doesn't need to be difficult.
Yeah. Well, cool. And then how can people get a hold of you?
Check out faithsage.net. I'm on all over the internet at faithsage.
Yeah. I don't think there's too many of you out there.
No, actually there kind of is, but
really?
Thankfully this was before I got into digital marketing. I'd Google my name, just to, check it out.
Yeah.
And there's like several of Faith Sages. But since I'm in digital marketing, my face is everywhere. So you type my name in and you're going to find me everywhere.
Yeah. That's good.
So yeah, Faith Sage. And if you need a funnel critique, definitely well, I got to update my Facebook profile today, but it'll be a link on there on how to get a hold of me for a funnel critique if you need one.
Awesome.
And they're cheap. They're only $4.99.
Yeah.
That's all I want to make them simple and easy for people to get their funnels up and moving and start making money.
That's good. Well, cool. So we'll include your link to how to get a hold of you in your show notes, and then how to get that newsletter.
Yes.
And we'll go from there.
Sounds perfect.
All right. Well, thanks.
Thank you so much.
All right.
This concludes another episode of the Be Battle Ready podcast. If you're looking to put it all together across all the areas of your life and be battle ready, come get connected with powerful leaders in our Be Battle Ready Facebook group, where we will be dropping new battles to win each day.